Hello, my lovely Cancerians. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morkie is actually out on a walk right now. He might be joining us later, but today I'm coming to you with your April monthly reading. Now, I already tried to do this reading once. The energies were all over the place. The camera angle wasn't right. Everything was kind of cattywampus, so I had to start over again. But we're going to get into this. Sometimes that just happens. So keeping in mind that these messages today are general, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. And at the end of the video, I will be doing a little bit more elaboration on how you can get involved in the creators community. So be sure to follow along there at the end. I would like to wish our Aries brothers and sisters, we've got the Ram shirt on today, a very happy birthday for the month of April, and we'll be celebrating Taurus next month. So happy birthday to those people. Okay, let's get into your overall energy with a message from your animal spirit guide, Cancer. Cancer. Okay, yes, this is much less sticky than the first reading I tried to do. You got the goose, duck, goose. Time to take rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. Some of you might be a bit on the path of hustling. It's a little too much. You're so sensitive. You may need recuperation from this. You may need to take a little time off work. You may need to rest and just kind of sit down and enjoy nature a little bit, Cancer. So there's some encouragement here for you to maybe take a step back from the hustle, from the grind, and relax into your very own energies in connection with nature. Like a goose would. They're just, walking around, blocking traffic, and taking up space because they can. All right, in your current energy, you have the Two of Cups, attraction. That's looking good, Cancer. You're looking very attractive to someone. However, this is challenged by the Seven of Swords, deception. For some of you, I wonder if in the month of April, someone from the past isn't going to come back around again. I do get that sense, like somebody, but they don't have the best intentions. This could also have to do with something that you're working out in a partnership that you're currently in that doesn't feel that good. You could have had an argument or a fight with your spouse or your partner. In your needed focus area, you get the Three of Wands, which is foresight. This makes me think the universe is saying, hey, Cancer, let's take some time in nature, walk your own path on the earth for a moment, and figure this out. And maybe that is tying into that rest and recuperation time. So maybe there's been some sort of argument here. Somebody lied about something. You're dealing with some sort of deception when it comes to partnership, possibly even a friendship. As we look into the past, you get the Nine of Wands, freedom. And here you're telling me, Cancer, that your freedom came hard-earned. You really worked to break free of some of the structures that you maybe grew up in, or the expectations that were thrust upon you, maybe from family for some of you, or ancestry, like some sort of really tough expectations, like what to do with your life, okay? That's what it kind of feels like. And we're leaving that in the past, freeing ourselves and leaving those expectations in the past. As you move into future energies, no worries. The action and the hustle will come back here with the Emperor, the masculine structure. All right, so you're allowed to rest and recuperate, and still things will work out, okay? That is the energy I'm getting here. Maybe some of you feel like you can't take a time out. You can't step away from things. You can't get away, like playing duck, goose, goose, okay, chase, like you're on the hustle, you're on the chase. I think some of you feel like maybe something will break down. Maybe your work environment will break down if you're not there, or, I worked in the corporate world for several decades, and it was a constant hustle, right? It was a constant hustle. And even to take time off, you had to do a lot of extra work just to be able to take time off, especially if you're in a leadership role. So it can be really challenging, but I'm getting here that that would be best for you. In your place of embodied empowerment, you got the 8 of Wands, and this is change. And this is actually change that happens pretty fast, which is really interesting because I did the first reading, the one that wasn't as smooth, and I didn't do the whole thing through, but what came up in the energies right away was that you're going through a time of change. And sometimes when we're having those growing pains and we're becoming that butterfly, right, from the caterpillar to the butterfly, we need those timeouts to really help us. In your area of support and allies, you get the Page of Wands, enthusiasm. So somebody around you is like a little cheerleader for you, I feel. Or maybe you're feeling like you're your own cheerleader, or you're leading a team, so to speak. There's a really fresh, excitable energy here that I feel in your support. And then in your environment, you got another page, the Page of Pentacles, and this says entrepreneur. So you may or may not define yourself as an entrepreneur, but here in your environment, there's something that says entrepreneurial spirit here. That's what I get from this Pup of Hunters, which is the Page of Pentacles. There seems to be maybe a reflection and a new planning phase that's coming up for you. I don't know if you're looking at this new quarter differently than you looked at last quarter. You could be looking at the rest of the year, looking at what you want to accomplish, whether that be in a current workplace or if you're starting up something. Now, in your hopes and fears, you got the Knight of Wands, passionate energy. Wow, Cancer, you do have some active energies coming through and some stable, structured energies coming through, but I think they're going to come through better for you if you do take the time out, if you do take that rest. Maybe you're in the middle of that rest right now in recuperation. Maybe you haven't done it. It's time to do it. The potential outcome, especially if you're feeling like you can't take that time out, you get surrender. And in this deck, it's the injured. And this card is synonymous with the hanged man or the hanging man. So if you don't take the time out, I think the universe is going to try to make you take the time out, if that makes sense. Let's get some clarifiers here. So it's important for you to rest and recuperate, take that time rather than continuing to strive. I know I've been through a period of this, and I kind of reluctantly was nudged into it by the universe. Sometimes, we think we can't take that break from social media. We can't take that break from our job. We can't take that break from even a person for some of you, right? We can't have that space. And I'm here to say, yes, you absolutely can. And from what I see in the cards so far, the universe is saying, Cancer, do it, because self-care is important for Cancers. They are so sensitive and so giving to everybody all the time that if they don't take that time for themselves, they have a hard time keeping their cup full, right? You know this, you're a Cancer, like me. So as we look at the Two of Cups, the attraction, you got the Queen of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like maybe a partnership is a bit out of balance for you right now. With this, look at this Two of Pentacles. It's a wishy-washy energy. The Queen of Swords is a really powerful, determined energy, but maybe that queen is the one that needs to take the rest. Maybe she's the one that needs to step back and get that mental health day, get that mental clarity. There's something here, and maybe a partnership is out of balance, or maybe there's been a fight or an argument that kind of set you off. I do see you wanting to stand your ground here, and I think that's important, to stand in your truth and in what is true in the situation. Maybe this has had a bigger impact on you than I saw in the initial energies. For some of you, you may be dealing with making a decision about a relationship, a partnership, or a friendship. With the Two of Pentacles coming up, that could be a business partnership, some of you. Some of you could have had you could be thinking about dissolving an arrangement in a business partnership as well. Or you're just realizing what's healthy for you and what's not. Remember, we have this deceptive Seven of Swords energy coming up here. Again, you could have someone from the past be coming around. I did pick that up as well. And maybe you're just cutting that out of your life once and for all, but you feel a little tested by that. Ooh, yeah. So in your challenge where you had that deceptive energy, like you're literally getting the coward kind of energy here, the little dog with the tail between its legs, right? It may be trying to act scary, but it's not. You got the Ten of Cups and the Strength card. Oh goodness, something has challenged your happy home. And by happy home, I mean what's inside your shell, Cancer. Something has challenged you deep inside yourself, inside your Cancerian shell, and it's taking you a lot of strength to work through. So whatever this situation is, I extend empathy and compassion to you, because I know you are trying to stay strong for yourself and maybe for others. There could be children involved in the situation, a family dynamic. This could impact the family in some way, or the social circle even. But something is out of alignment here, and maybe that's why you need to take a step back, rest, and recuperate, and get some clarity on this. The Queen of Swords would be the energy that's like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna get clarity on this. In your needed focus, where you had the Three of Wands and it's all about planning and foresight, you get the Queen of Pentacles and the Sun. Beautiful energies all together here, I think. Nurturing yourself in nature, reclaiming what makes you joyful, maybe incorporating a little bit of play while you rest and rejuvenate here. Taking time with yourself, taking time to assess your own energies, taking time for your physical health. That feels very important here. I do think the more you do this, the better you're going to feel overall, and the more clarity you will gain in this situation. Whatever is plaguing you right now, it's very clear that if you take care of yourself, if you rest, rejuvenate, and follow these promptings from the universe and your greater being, you're going to feel better and the situation is going to work out for the best. But if you continue the hustle and grind and just, maybe the fight or whatever is going on here, it's not going to go well for you. It's going to be harder. And I feel like this is what you've left behind in the past. We got that Nine of Wands. That's your sense of freedom. You got the Seven of Wands along with that. That's a lot of conflict. Then it turns into the energy of the Page of Wands. So this shows me, Cancer, that you've graduated putting up with, and I want to say putting up with, some drama and conflict in your life. Cancerians don't like to be bothered with the drama, and don't bring no drama, won't be no drama. That's kind of the energy I get here. And definitely you were in a position in the past, possibly with family members. This could be a family business we're talking about for some of you, possibly with a business group or situation that felt like family, or just your life in general. Just a lot of what feels like going against the grain, and you made the decision with that Page of Wands, no, I know there is a better path for me, and I'm going to start looking at that. I'm going to get real curious about that, and I'm going to understand that I have the energy and the strength to be able to do that. I'm getting a tie back to that Strength card, how you work through challenges. And if you need to go in your shell and kind of have that rest time, that's fine, okay? Like, I know it's not good for a Cancer to stay in their shell forever, but there are times where that shell can be really helpful and give you that private time where you can rest and recuperate. Whew. For your future position where you had that Emperor, the masculine structure, you get the Star and the Five of Wands. There may be a little bit of challenge in the masculine energies, whether the masculine figure is someone you're dealing with, or your own, you're a masculine, or you are really working with active masculine energies where you're pushing and hustling. What I do see here with the star coming in is things are going to ease up. I think you'll be able to deal with challenges better. It looks to me like you're going for being more of like a teamwork kind of situation where all the grinding just doesn't land on you, but other people can step in and add some of the heavy lifting, right? And that's really what you're wishing for here. And I do see that door opening in your future energies. And I like that because it does feel like a graduation from that Nine of, I might have said Nine of Wands, but that's Nine of Pentacles there. They use different terms in this deck. And that's about you gaining your freedom, right? And freedom from the conflict. Sometimes I have a different meaning on those cards for a reason. I think there's multiple groups of you. Some of you, it has to do with financial freedom and people you work with or the work environment even. A little bit challenging, but I like the star energies coming in here. It feels like a graduation from the past where you're in a more free energy, but I don't think you're going to see it unless you rest and recuperate. In your place of embodied empowerment where you had the Eight of Wands and you had the changing energies, you got the Seven of Swords and the Two of Wands. You are already really good at vetting out deception and deceit. And it's really, I really feel this energy of justice with you. I feel that Libra energy where you're just tired of it. You're really tired of it. You're tired of fake people. You're tired of the fake illusion of life. And your ability to see that, yet also lead yourself through it is really powerful. Remember, this is your place of embodied empowerment, Cancer. So your ability to navigate the deception and the illusion, it's locked in and it feels good. You see it very clearly as you're moving through the change within yourself. And all these energies are swirling all around you. What I get here is that you're going to land on your feet. Everything that you have seen, first of all, I want to validate that. Everything that you've intuited as being false or an illusion is correct. You are correct there. You are correct. And you're working on shifting these energies in your own life, which I love to see. So good job. Good work. That's the good inner work we want to see people doing, Cancer. So now if things are still feeling real topsy-turvy, just that's where you need to break away, go in your shell a little bit and reconnect with those energies because that's where your strength lies. Let's look at this Page of Wands in your support and allies. Ooh, I really love all this fire energy. This is very transformative. So we have the Page of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Temperance card. I feel like that Temperance card is connected to Sagittarius energy. I think it's that understanding and inner knowing that things will balance out as they should. Things will work out as they should. And that there is stability already around you. When I look at that Four of Wands and I think about the Emperor card that you got in your future, you're making these connections. Yes, you're having to work through a lot of static and a lot of disillusion maybe to make the connections, but it's actually looking like you're going to do a really nice job of that. So honestly, these feel like the energies of your very own greater being. I'm not even sure your support and allies right now is coming from outside of yourself. It honestly feels like your own transformative process is what is guiding this. Let's look at this Page of Pentacles, the entrepreneur energy in your environment. The Hanged Man and the Knight of Cups. Now, remember we have that Hanged Man in our potential outcome. And it's about surrendering. You got to love on yourself right now. You really got to spend some time loving on yourself, Cancer. You really have to spend some time filling your own cup. I know it's your natural tendency to nurture and care and give chances to others, but right now it's time for you to be with you. This Hanged Man energy tells me you want some sort of illumination out of all this. And I do think you're dealing with someone or a situation that's, you're picking up the energy. Now on the surface it may look one way, but you're picking up that energy that Cancers do, where we know you don't even got to say anything. We can tell in the energy, we can tell in your body language, we can tell in the way you're talking, the timbre of your voice, the tone of your voice. We're reading your body language. Everything's happening all at once with the Cancers. We just know that we know that we know. And so somebody's coming at you with one energy, but you're picking up what's going on underneath the surface. That's just going to be really hard for you to continue to expose yourself to that over and over, knowing what's going on. And I see you wanting more freedom from those kinds of situations. I see you wanting to break free of that. Yeah, not, it's too much drama for you. It really is. Let's look at this Knight of Wands in your hopes and fears. There may be a relationship or a business partnership or something that you do have a little bit of fear about it ending. You got the World card here. But also with the Four of Swords coming up, that is our card of healing. That is our card of rest and recuperation. And I think that's what's going to light you up and give you the hope. It's going to be kind of like, Cancers are always the lighthouses for everyone else. You're getting your own lighthouse now. That's what your hope is. You're like, where's the lighthouse that calls me home through the storm? Because I've always stood here and been that for everybody else. Now it's time for me to move toward the lighthouse that is calling to me, so that I can heal from this situation. I can rest. Recuperation and rest are implied in this card. Definitely a timeout, definitely going back in your shell and reconnecting with your genuine passion, because maybe when you started this relationship or business partnership or whatever it was, you were passionate about it, but since then things have changed quite a bit. And so let's clarify this Hanged Man and the potential outcome. Now remember, it was depicted as the injured, like the wolf was putting its paw in a bear trap, and it said surrender. Yeah, and you get the Six of Swords and the Death card. Surrender to the transformation, Cancer. Surrender yourself unto yourself. You need time with you now. You don't have to keep pecking at everything that's going on in your situation here, because I think you're over the drama. I think you're over the fight. And if you continue to dive into that, it kind of slows your transformation. You are definitely saying, I'm done with the drama. I am going to calmer waters here. Later, I jump ship. I'm transforming through really incredible energies, and I need my me time. So April is going to be a month of making sure you do get that time for yourself. Okay, Cancer, make sure you do. Let's pull a card for the Cancerian Collective to close off the reading, and then stick around. I have some important reminders about the creators community and all that is available to you. Okay. Yes, Cancer, you got grounding. Go deep and explore your roots. Grounding, go deep and explore your roots. I love it. There again is the theme of rest and relaxation, getting out in nature, grounding yourself, bare feet on the ground. It will help with your planning. It will help with your insight. It will help you release all of these things that are going on. It is a power-packed month for you, but I do see you kind of reaching the end of that very long fuse that says, I'm just not doing the drama anymore. That's not, the Leos can have the drama. They like it. They can process it. They can deal with it a little bit better, but Cancer here does not want to do that. Okay, Cancer, thank you so much for joining the reading. Now, the creators community, oh my goodness, we have a lot going on. First of all, check out one of my lives. I've got Frequency Friday lives every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Central, usually go for about 2 hours. It's a nice, chill community hangout. I do collective readings. A lot of times we talk about astrology or numerology. We do different things, crystals, all kinds of fun stuff if you're into spirituality and exploring those kinds of things. I'm offering that. It's so much fun. You can catch the replay if you're working during that time. I always put the replay up with timestamps. Every other Sunday night, and the next one I think is 4/20. I will be live from 7 to 8 p.m. Central. I think that's Easter too. It's like Easter, 4/20, the whole 9 yards. I'll be live that evening from 7 to 8 Central doing Q&A, which means you come on, you get in the live chat, you drop your question, and then I answer it live for you. So you get your own little mini reading there. It's a great way to get to know my style. We have a great, lovely, awesome, powerful, supportive community there. So be sure to check out those. I've begun to go live, do mobile lives every Tuesday evening. That's been kind of fun. So I hope to keep that up. Keep your eyes peeled for that. The notifications will pop. Make sure you hit that notification bell when you're subscribed so you get all the notifications. That way, when you're meant to join one, it will come in front of you, right? And you'll be like, okay, yeah, I need that. I need that right now. And then also check out my Real Life Mages podcast. Episode 5 just dropped recently. It's fantastic. You don't want to miss it. But the 4 episodes from last year honestly contain so much timeless wisdom. Just be sure to check those out and let me know what you think there and get involved in the Real Life Mages podcast. That is everyday people sharing their magic in unique ways, okay? And then be sure to check out the description below. I have lots of information on links, personal readings, etc. I will never solicit you directly or message you for a personal reading. You have to reach out to me. That's the only way that this works, but I am currently offering those. And that's just where you can stay in touch. Follow me on all the social media platforms. If you hang out on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, check out @Creators on the Crest. I will be there. Follow, connect. You can DM me there. Also, I run my specials sometimes from time to time in stories on Instagram and Facebook. So definitely love to see you there. Creators, thank you so much. Cancers, you're close to my heart. I have the Cancer Sun and Saturn. Oh my goodness, I got those 2 in Cancer. And so I feel you. I'm feeling you today. I'm feeling this reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.